Right, I'm just back from the school run. It was a frantic one this morning. I had my boys and then I had next door's little girl, and I don't know how they got their energy. They literally ran pretty much the entire way. So I am out of breath and rather warm. But I thought I'd actually share my knitwear this morning. I never remember to share, and I know people have asked. But the hat I'm wearing is the Everyday Slouchy Beanie. Which is a pattern by, I've forgotten her name, but I think it's Dragon Horde Designs. It's great. It's a fingering weight and mohair held together. Really simple stocking stitch, but it's got this kind of folded brim, so you've got like a double thickness brim. I wear it a lot. And then I've got my Dust of Snow wrap on, which was, Advent 2019, I think. Spectrum Fibres Advent Calendar. In 2019, I actually knit this during Advent, the year of the Advent calendar, which is amazing. So yeah, there we go. Knitwear. Now I need to get myself sorted for the day. And I need to start with some tea and some toast. I am in the process today of dyeing up a test run of the clubs for December. So the Middle Earth Minis Club, the minis are all going absolutely fine. The Beatrix Potter Club has been an absolute disaster. I used completely the wrong colour for one of the colours, and yeah, it's not come out well. That will be going in my discount box. But it's fine. I've got time. I can test run it again tomorrow. It's not an issue. But I thought I would talk quickly about next year's clubs, because I've touched a little bit on the fact that I'm going to be doing the colour of the month is going to be becoming words, more of a club next year. I'm going to be offering it on a pre-order basis, and I'm going to have a bit more of a kind of seasonal nature theme to it. So as with this year, each month there'll be an inspiration image, and you'll get to see the yarn and the inspiration image, and it's just an opportunity for me to have a little bit of fun and to dye stuff based on inspiration images, and yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm going to be keeping it relatively simple, and I'm going to be offering it on the same options as this year. So it will be available on my merino nylon base as 70-gram sock sets, 120-gram sock sets, and 100-gram skeins, basically. I'm still working on how I offer it as a quarterly option, because I know there's some international customers who are interested and want the hold and ship option that I offer for all my clubs. But the only issue with the colour of the month is that it will turn it into more of a mystery club, because you won't get to see the second and third month in the quarter when you pre-order at the beginning of the quarter. So yeah, that's the only kind of issue with doing it that way. But I think I'm just going to offer it, and you take that chance, basically. And you treat it more as a mystery club. I can share the inspiration images, so you'll get a bit of an idea for the colours that you might have. Yeah, that's just kind of how it's going to have to work, I think, for that one, because there's no way I'm going to keep on top of dyeing up the whole quarter before. That's just not reasonable. And then my big club for the year, which I'm really excited about, and I've not really talked about at all. I'm going to be doing I'm kind of calling it my fantasy book club. So basically it's a yarn club inspired by everything to do with fantasy literature. So creatures, locations, all of that kind of thing, basically. Each month will be inspired by something different, and each month you'll get a mood board which will give you ideas of the colours that are going to be involved in that month. So for example, I'll pop the mood boards up for January. So January is inspired by dragons, February is inspired by fairies and fae folk, and then March is inspired by, you can see it, witches and wizards. My mind went then for a second. And there's going to be quite a lot of options available in this club. So it's encompassing both my sock club and my minis club as one umbrella club. I did this a few years ago with the nostalgia club and it worked really well. So I thought I'd kind of go back to that option. So basically you can choose whether you want to order a sock set or 100-gram skein across any of my bases. Then there's also the option of whether you want to have minis. So you'll be able to order 5 20-gram or 10-gram minis across pretty much all of the mini bases I'm offering. So it'll be 4-ply, DK and sparkle. Those minis will be different to the 100-gram skein, so you could order both if you wanted to. And then this year I'm also going to offer, that's my yarn alarm to remind me to go back and do something to my yarn. This year I'm also going to offer the option to add a semi-solid contrast. So, but as a 100-gram skein, basically. So you can either use it with the minis to kind of create one whole project, or you can use it with the 100-gram skein for like a 2-colour shawl or something like that. I'm also going to be offering it on a fluff. So like I think I'm going to go with the Surrey alpaca base. So you could hold that double with your yarn and it would work well with it. That's my plan. Anyway, that's it. I still need to kind of tweak all of the options and work out the listing and everything for it. The clubs will all be going live on the 1st of January, and then they'll be open, the pre-orders will be open for a week, and then they'll all ship out kind of towards the end of the month, because that's just how it works best for me. And did I say? I don't think I said. I've recorded this a couple of times now because I keep getting it wrong. So now I can't remember what I've already said and what I haven't said. If I've already said it, it's fine. But if I haven't said it, each month with the Fantasy Book Club, you'll also get a series of book recommendation based on the theme. So, for example, in January, there'll be a number of books recommended that all feature dragons, because I thought that would be fun and adds a little bit extra to the yarn club as well. So yeah, that's my plans for the yarn club next year. I hope people like the sound of it. I hope it sounds good. It's always scary releasing new yarn clubs because you kind of don't know what the response or the reaction's going to be. And they're quite a big part of my year. So if they flop completely, then it's a bit of a disaster and I have to rethink everything. Anyway, I need to go and sort my yarn out. I'm having a little catch up with my friend Jem, who is the little grey girl, shortly. We are going to have a Zoom, although we probably won't Zoom. We'll probably Google Meets or something like that and just have a bit of a plan and a chat and things like that. And then I thought I would share in a little bit the progress that I've made on my Advent projects. So yeah, I will be back with that later. Right, I am back from the school run, although I have no children in the house because they've both decided to go next door and play, which is very nice. But I was going to do a bit of an Advent catch-up. I thought I would share all of the Advent calendars that I've been opening. I thought I would share all of the days so far and also Advent projects because I've got my Soundwave cowl, obviously, that I've cast on. I have also started the Advent gnome, although you'll see I haven't got very far, but I don't think I've even showed you the colours that I've picked for the Advent gnome yet. And I might have cast on another Advent project too. So I shall show you those. So, Advent minis so far. This is the first 6 days of the Fiberfox Advent calendar. Obviously, I've not caked up today's yet. These are going to be the Fade into Advent wrap, I think. I'll pop a picture up just here so you can see what it looks like. The pattern is a little bit daunting, so if anyone's already knit one, let me know how complicated it actually was. I'm sure it'll be fine if I actually cast it on, but at the moment it's a little bit daunting.
Then we have the first 6 colours in the Castle View Yarns Advent Calendar. Gorgeous pinks, starting to move into purples now with today's colourway. These, I think, are probably going to become the anthology wrap. The anthology throw, because I really like the idea of doing that with a fade, and I think this will work really nicely for that one. Then, in no particular order, we have the first 6 days of the Chromatic Yarns Advent Calendar from Hannah at the Corner of Craft. I'm loving all these colours. I've not kept these in any particular order because I think whatever project they go into, I'm not particularly worried about what order they go in because they're not designed in a fade or anything like that. So keeping them in order doesn't matter so much. Then we also have the first 6 days of the Henny Penny Makes All I Want for Christmas Advent Calendar. Again, I've got these in no particular order because they're going to be going in a blanket and it's not designed as a fade, so I don't need to worry about keeping them in a specific order. I love today's mini, this gorgeous minty green colour. Not that my camera's going to focus. And then here are the first 6 days of the Craft House Magic Advent Calendar, Jolly Jingles. Obviously, this is the one I've started the Sound Waves cowl with. So you've got day 1 in there, which was this gorgeous kind of tan colour with some really, really delicate red speckles that aren't quite coming across on camera there, I don't think. Followed by the pale pink, and we've got a kind of a pinky brown. I love this colour brown, gorgeous. And then we're heading into some blues and turquoises. And then I said I cast on another Advent project. I have started a Just Feel Festive wrap, which is a pattern by Kalisha. Oh, I've forgotten her surname. I'll put it on the screen. But it's an absolutely lovely, simple kind of granny stripe wrap kind of thing. Hopefully, she says, slightly worried, crocheted on the bias. So you have kind of diagonal stripes. I did have to message a friend yesterday and say, help, am I doing this right? Because I just wasn't quite sure about the end bits. But apparently I am, so we will see how it goes. But I'm only on the first colour. But I'm going to do it with this. So this is the first day, and then we had the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, and then we've moved into this one for the 6th day. So I think that's going to make a really fun, colourful wrap. And then my final Advent project is my Advent gnome, which, as you can see, I've not actually got very far with at all. I finished the first clue, which was this scarf. The second clue and the third clue are both out, but I haven't actually finished either of those. I might cast that on in a minute, actually. But these are the colours that I've gone for. So I think this one's going to be kind of the beard colours. I can't quite remember now which way around I've done it now. I've written them all down on the pattern, but I think this one might be the body. I can't remember, but we'll see as it grows throughout Advent, hopefully. Have I talked about these? I feel like I recorded a section a while back and then I didn't use it because I'd spoken far too much that day and had far too much footage. But if I have already, then I apologise. But if I haven't, then I'll share them now. I picked up these Addy unicorn needles. Just thought I'd try them out with the Advent gnome. They've got, I don't know if you can see just through the package there, they've got like a textured needle shaft. So they're meant to be really nice for your hands when you're knitting with them, but I thought I'd give them a go. They've got a fun pink cable, so, you know, it makes me happy. I've not used them yet because this clue needed the bigger needles rather than the smaller needles, so hopefully the next clue I'll get to use them for.
Good night, Vlogmas. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Today I'm doing fact of the day in my bed and it's past my bedtime. So let's do fact of the day. Today's fact is, did you know the world's longest ever stocking was 32.58 meters long? Now that is a fact. Boom.